All right, just wanted to hop on and start talking about something today. Not really sure what it was going to be. I just wanted to get on here and start speaking because I feel like some of my best videos are when I just get on here and just start talking about something and see what happens. Because that's what it's all about. It's about focusing in this moment, relaxing into it, not worrying about the future, not thinking about the past, just being right here. And when you get into when you kind of like relax into this moment, that's why I like to meditate, because it kind of gets you relaxed into this moment. It helps you settle down. Because I feel like we're like go, 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 go. Like we always have to be doing something. We always have to be like we got our to-do list, all the stuff we got to get done in a day, and if we don't get it done, then we had a bad day. And to me, sometimes it's like I feel like you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a to-do list, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have goals or things you want to get done, but don't judge yourself based on if you finish them or not, because you're not always going to be perfect. And I know for my life, I always try to be perfect, and sometimes I get upset when it's not perfect, and it's never going to be perfect all the time. I feel like we can have perfect moments where we can sit here in this moment and be it. But it's like I feel like that keeps us like away, like the frequency of that. Like I know like your mind, when you're in like the 3D, it's like beta waves, like it's like this fast wave that goes like this. And meditation, if you do it long enough, will turn it into the alpha waves, which are slower. And I feel like sometimes when we like meditate, we go to that alpha state and it slows us down. And some of the stuff that maybe we need to know, maybe some of the knowledge we need to know, our spirit, our soul operates at the alpha level, where the 3D world is the beta level, which we need both. They're both, I mean, it's just part of reality. We need both. But I feel like if we can learn to slow ourselves down and be present and be like totally here, not thinking about the future or worrying about the past, because we can't do anything about either. We just have to be in the now until we get to the future, because then right now will be the past. And so I feel like that's like part of it, to where like it's because I heard Dr. Joe Dispenza say one time, like the present moment is the doorway to the soul, or something along those lines. Don't quote me on if that's exactly what he said, but that was like the gist of it. Is that that's how we operate from our soul, is in this present moment. But we always have so many things in the outside world taking our attention away from the present moment, worrying about what we need to do in the future, or being ashamed of the stuff that we've done in the past. The past is a learning experience, and that's all you can do. Stuff happens. I mean, bad stuff happens to everybody. Everybody goes through hard times, and everybody just has different experiences. But I feel like a common goal is to go with these experiences with grace. Like I know that before I started meditating, I was not the same person I am today. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I stood for. I was afraid of everything, afraid of public speaking, afraid of stepping on people's toes, like rocking the boat. Like wanted to play it safe just in case, didn't want to get hurt, didn't want to get, you know, all those bad things. Always, but then when I started to slow myself down and not worry about all that stuff, just say, hey, I am who I am. Some people are going to like me, some people are not going to like me. That's part of life. You're not going to be perfect. Not every single person, I almost said MF, is going to like you. So it's just part of life. And when you stop worrying about it and just be yourself, then you can actually just, the people that will like you, and the people that don't won't. Well, hang out with the ones that do, and have a blessed day to the ones that don't. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be rude or anything to anybody, but it's just, for a long time and I haven't spoke my truth. Like, I've held it back because I didn't want to rock the boat. And I thought, well, maybe some people might not like me because of what I have to say. Well, now it's like whatever. Now I gotta just let it go. And that's why I kind of haven't been really doing videos the last like couple months, is because I've been in a class and I've been doing a lot of homework and been busy. So, but the class just ended yesterday, so that's why I kind of wanted to start talking about this stuff, because it made me realize that I have to speak my truth. I can't hold it back anymore. I just got to be who I am. And I feel like everybody has something inside them. Everybody has their truth. And then some people aren't going to agree with it, and that's okay. It's not meant to it. And that's another thing that gets me too, is, whatever happened to agree to disagree? I mean, there's so much turmoil in the world right now with, just because you don't agree with what I have to say doesn't mean I don't like you. I mean, I have a lot of friends that don't agree with a lot of the stuff that I say, and I don't agree with some of the stuff they say. But then I say, okay, well, let's go about the day. And I still can like you and talk to you. It's like a great, I feel like it's like the great divide. Let's divide the country into this side and this side. And it's like, come on, man, let's meet in the middle somewhere. We can still hang out and not agree. You're never going to agree 100% on anything most of the time, so what's the difference? So, yeah, this video has definitely went in a direction I didn't see going, but back to reel it back in, that's the thing, is that with meditation, I feel like little by little, day by day, the more you do it, it like makes you realize more things about yourself. It's like, that's what meditation is. It's going inside yourself and realizing what's in here. And sometimes you're going to find some bad stuff, and that's okay too. But sometimes you need to find that bad stuff, because sometimes your unconscious mind, there's things inside there that you're on like autopilot. You don't even know that you're behaving or doing certain things or feeling certain ways because of some of the experiences you had in the past. So I'm not saying that the past isn't there, like when I'm talking about the present moment, but I'm talking about trying to be in this present moment. If you keep being distracted and not looking for these things on the inside, then you're never going to find them. But see, the outside world's always just trying to distract us from what's going on the inside. You don't want to look in there. You don't want to look in the dark places. You don't want to do the shadow work. You don't want to look at the parts of yourself that may not be good. But again, no one's perfect. It's not going to happen. But then by realizing and seeing some of these things, sometimes when we had experiences when we were younger, we weren't prepared for those, so we just buried them. They're in the unconscious mind. But now that we're older, we might be able to re-experience that and say, you know what? I didn't even understand what was going on back then. Now I understand it. Okay, let it go. That's why they say, like, I feel like that's what the inner child work is that to see that stuff that's in there that we may or may not have understood back then, and then let it go. I mean, I have memories pop up here and there when I'm meditating from years ago, and I'm like totally had forgotten about it. And then I let it go. I'm like, wow, okay, I remember that. And then I like process it, and then I let it go. Sure, are some of these things painful, but a little bit, but not really. I mean, they're there. It happened. And sometimes it's there to protect us. Sometimes it was there, just for us to have that experience. So then it maybe made us, do something different. I know there's times in my life where something bad has happened, and it inspired me to say, you know what, I'm not doing that anymore. That made me feel bad that I actually did something stupid like that, or treated somebody bad, or, was rude to somebody, or something, any of those things. I lost my, cool, or any of those things, And then it made me realize, hey, you know what? I was a jackass. I should have did something different. Next time I'm in a scenario like that, I'm going to learn from it. And if that isn't part of growth and that isn't part of personal development, well, I mean, why not? Why not try to be better? Why not strive to make changes and be better and evolve? I mean, it's helped me in my life. I wouldn't be sitting here doing this camera if I didn't focus on these things. And Wayne Dyer, grew up in the area around here, and he's one of my greatest teachers and one of my favorite authors. And I've seen him many times speak in person. I really wish I would have got the chance to shake his hand. But he passed, sadly passed away right probably a few months before I was getting ready to go on a retreat that he was going to be at, and I was very excited. But anyway, he would always say, I'm not perfect, but I'm better than I used to be. And that quote always stuck in my mind, and it kind of drove who I was for years. It still does, because why not, man? Why not just try to be better than you used to be? Why not? Or do it, or be it. So again, and I feel like meditation slows it down and allows these things to bubble up to the surface. It's like having that shoveling it up, shoveling the what up, and then it bubbles to the surface. Then you can do it and release it. And he used to talk about similar stuff too, because he would always say your unconscious mind, like he'd always speak about Morse code. Like he was in the military, so he had Morse code beat into his unconscious mind, so it was there. And he's like, that's an easy one, but what if you have a very negative pattern beat into your conscious mind from years of development, years of it being told to you like you're not good enough, years of being just I can't even think of the word that I'm thinking of, but just like berated or like talked down upon, like all that stuff over and over and over again gets in your unconscious mind and makes you feel like you're unworthy, that you're not smart enough, that you're not good enough, and all that. Well, meditation is the tool to dig that stuff up. Then you realize, what? The person that said that to me, or the people that said that to me, they were wrong, not me. We all have something inside of us that's greater than we even know. But what if it's inside of us and we're looking on the outside for it? You're not going to find it in the outside world. You got to find it in here and then bring it to the outside world. And if you ain't looking on the inside, you ain't ever going to find it, man. You got to start looking within. But we are focused so much on the outside world to distract us from everything that we don't look on the inside. And I feel like meditation is that tool to take the time and relax and to forget about the to-do list for a little bit. Maybe the meditation should be on your to-do list because it's so beneficial. And little by little, it cracks you open. I look at it as, like the guy, God, what was his name? The sculptor that sculpted the body, where you got a piece of stone and you're covered in a bunch of that, and little by little you chip it off until your whole soul is alive and your whole essence is there. So, but anyway, I just wanted to hop on and do a quick video. I got to go to work, so. But anyway, that's the thing is like I always say, moment by moment, day by day, little by little, keep going. If you don't see the whole picture yet, just keep going. Don't stop. Don't ever give up. Don't be that guy with the pickaxe who was like one strike away from diamonds and he gave up, because you never know what's going to happen. And that's why you just keep doing what you can in the moment. Try to be the best that you can until you learn more or you be more, and then just keep going, because that's the way it goes. So, but anyway, have a good day, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.